Does anyone have logistics?
No.
Me, I'll need to leave about 5 minutes before the end. I have a call that happens right in the hour.
Okay. And that means that you have an app right
I have
before.
54 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Logistically, as in the other calls, my proposal is to check at the hour where we are, and if we want to keep going.
Mhm.
I didn't understand. Check at the hour?
Yeah. So my proposal is to that the call goes for an hour, and at the hour check if we want more time.
To go more.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I think that's it.
Leslie, you got the memo of wearing red. Yeah, that Anna Maria and I have.
I'm wearing red.
It's pink, but it's in the red
Okay.
spectrum.
Do you see red here?
Yeah, it's kind of like on the reds.
All
On the
right.
reds.
Purplish.
All right.
Yeah, it's all connected.
Reddish.
Okay. That's all the logistics, I think. Hello, Habet. I want to start
Hello.
by
Hello.
revealing my liquid state that goes beyond holding space for possibility coaching. And it is about noticing that I didn't have the distinction of when I do things because I want, like, and it's like energetically, it's like because I want from my center to do things, and when I do things because they're needed. Like there, and by needed I mean because it would be useful for someone, or it would be useful for the field, or because if no one else does it, it won't be done. And so then I do it. And what I'm discovering is that there's a subtle rescuing that happens when I do things for any of these reasons. It's like, and actually what I just discovered, and this was just yesterday, is that as I grow my ability to notice, and so my ability to take responsibility, I'm gonna start noticing more and more things about things that I care about. So also about game worlds. So it's like I have a picture of, okay, this would be useful. But then it takes reactivity, like it's reactivity to say, okay, and then I go do it. Uh and what I'm practicing and what I'm learning is I can see that something needs to be done, and then not necessarily do it, but choose. Is this what I want, or is this what I don't want? That's my current incompetence. And one tool that I've discovered really recently is the power of asking. I have a small legend about this, which is I held a fear club, and the last I want that all the practices of Fear Club are in the Fear Club Spaceholder team. And the last two calls, I didn't write, like I didn't do the write-up of the of what happened. And I was going into this, okay, if I don't do it, no one's gonna do it. And I want that it's done. And so then I asked Eva, and she told me I'm not gonna do it. And she gave me the possibility of asking the team of the Fear Club if someone wants to do it. And I didn't have this possibility before. And so I asked in the team of Fear Club, and a bunch of women were like really turned on about practicing writing like doing a write-up of what happened in that call. And what I got experientially was, okay, first, if I'm doing something because I'm afraid that no one else would do it, and I have to, I'm actually blocking, like energetically blocking the possibility of someone else, who really wants to do that thing of doing it. And I mean, I'm glad about that. And what I discovered is that how the power of asking, that is one of the three powers, has much more depth that I had experience of simply who wants to do this. And then also if no one wants to do it, grieving that I see that something is possible and could happen, and that no one's gonna do it, and that's it. and then I feel sad about it. That's my current liquid state, and what I'm checking is actually if I want to hold space for the evolution. Yeah, go ahead, Vera.
Just
Actually,
because you're saying a bunch of things, and then it might other people might also have their experience in that. And I know that you're sharing personally in some ways, but like this seems like a good like an appropriate pause to kind of like, do you do that? You know, is there places in your life that you do that? What have you been discovering also as a kind of a team offer
thank you. I know.
before you continue?
Yeah. Thank you. I'm angry because I noticed that like I gave you my center immediately when you said you have something. And thank you. I appreciate the feedback. And I do want to hear if anyone has anything about that.
Yes, I had a call with Habet a few days ago, and I was sharing something, and then she said that I have this slight influence of behaving like a mother even with adults. And then I made an experiment of no longer rescuing the space because I want it in a several way. Like taking care that everybody will sit on the table because the food is prepared and I would like to eat with all of the people are in the space. And I just stopped to, yeah, think about the whole space and just went for what I want. And if not happened what I want, because I didn't ask somebody to join, then to experience what it is, how it is to do things just for myself, like preparing my food how I want it and not how somebody else wanted it. And I saved so many words and so much energy just for myself, for being with myself. And it changed also the relating with the person I live with, because he then could acknowledge what makes the difference, like being a woman and just taking care for myself instead of rescuing the space for everybody. And yeah, he also could feel pain about not being in my team to do it together, like instead of waiting for me to rescue the space or behave like a woman or mother normally should.
And I want to check, Sarah, is it that you wanted things to be a certain way? And so then you sort of control the space so that they were that way?
It's this how you were sharing that I have a lot of awareness about how how to leave the space after I cut vegetables or bread. Like there can be crumbs everywhere and this like the knife could be left and things like this. And I clean up my space because I want to have it clean and others do not. So, and I was to, normally I would say something like, I'm angry because you are leaving this. And then I started to have my own space. So this is my space and I clean my space and what you are doing around is not my problem. And just to be with, yeah, how the space is when I stop rescuing it in a way I would like to have it.
Mhm.
Or yeah, yeah, or saying others what I want to have. Like just also just to drop it. Just drop and see what happens.
Sarah, for me, I'm wondering if this is true for you. I it's not just how I want it, it's how I think it should be for everyone. I guess is that what you're saying? That that's what you mean by rescuing the space. Because if it was just for you, that would be trying to get what you want for the space. But
Yeah, I get that I miss maybe a distinction of two distinctions. And one is that it has an impact to the space, how the space is, like how much dirt there is inside. It is, yeah, what is like having a coaching space and putting in all the books you have about every culture you ever were interested in, like, or having toys from children. You would never have a coaching space like this because it has an impact on the space, how it is.
What is the distinction that or two that you sense that you're missing, Sarah? I'm not.
Yes, this is exactly this. Like having the distinction of the impact of a space, like how it is set up. Like you have a rage club and then you have posters from pop stars. You would not do this because it has an impact on the space.
And you don't have that distinction?
And I have the distinction, and I'm like, it turns me on to have this clear space because it changes something, like going this way, and there is this distinction of rescuing the space.
Mhm.
And I think there are different cultures. Like a family culture is a different culture than a rage club culture. So it's not about mixing it, but it's the impact of space.
What I'm hearing that the main distinction that I mean it's maybe it's not coming out so clear that Ana Maria brought in is w- who am I doing it for? Like what am I doing it this for? You know, that the rescuing is I'm doing it for the others, usually. So it's very clear. It's like I'm doing it for the others, I do it for you. Then it's rescuing. And that's what Leslie was asking. So if you're doing it because you really want it, and I'm doing it for me, then it's not rescuing, it's just doing something that you want. And I think there's a lot of still like the desire, like the wants might be contaminated, or which I is doing the wanting? Is the I want this to exist in the world? Is it coming from my being, my archetypal lineage, or is it coming from this should be happening in the world? Which is another thing that Leslie was saying. I think this should be happening in the world. I think this should be happening in my house. I think this should be happening in possibility management. Therefore, I'm going to do it. Or I want because it seems such a great idea and I can do it, you know? And it doesn't mean that it's necessarily rescuing or not, but it's still not feeding or not taking responsibility for the thing that your being or your archetypal lineage really wants. So as you become a bigger being, and you know, you go through initiations and you go through emotional healing processes and you start becoming more radiant and delivering, being more your non-material value. You also increase, like you make it bigger, your capacity of creating out of nothing, creating anything. And if you have some kind of thoughtware that says that if I can do it, then I should do it. Like I see a need, I could do it. Therefore,
Mhm.
it's my job to do it.
Mhm.
Then it it might not be directly rescuing, like in this kind of like very classic sense, like, oh, yeah, I'm doing it for them. But it would be rescue, like it will be in any way low drama because you are not taking responsibility for what is the authentic want. What is it that you really want to be spending time doing? That it's like, I really want to do that. And not like, oh yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I can do this here, which is an adapting, which is low drama anyway, you know?
Mhm.
And so it might go into eventually, if you do it for a long time, it might turn even into responsible victim.
Mhm.
Then you might feel, oh, why am I doing this? I'm not getting the results and whatnot. And then you might, after I don't know, 2 years of doing or 2 months of doing, realize, wow, this actually drains me, which is responsible victim or rescuing or persecuting. And so to at this point when you were big enough that you could just really do anything without a big problem, to start noticing if what you do is what you create, not so much like just what you do as an activity, but what you create is really bringing energy, enlivening you or not. And that will be, that for me is a great hint. If something is really enlivening you, it's it's closer. Like for me, it's closer to what I really want to do. And I keep and I yeah, and I want to keep going. And if it's not, there's something with your commitment that's contaminated. That's, I think, what the Anna Maria was saying. It's like, who do I want to do this? What do I want to do this for? For whom? For what?
And what I also notice is that the more like the bigger I am, and the bigger a being is, the more dangerous or disruptive and dangerous will be if the person actually like is what they are, like uses the energy to create what they really are. And my experience is also that then like maybe I can do more things and I'm capable of doing more things, and I can do them faster and whatever than other people, and it would be a way to leak energy to continue doing them rather than like, okay, I'm like they're gonna be less competent, whatever that it means, but it's gonna be less fast and it's gonna be less competent. And um then I it brings the question of what what am I valuing? Like what am I valuing in the culture that I'm creating? Is it, speed or competence, whatever, what is competence even? But like the ability to do something with the result that I want, to create the results, like agency, to create the results that I want. And now I feel free because, well, I'm interested in this conversation, and it was not the original purpose of this call to have this conversation. I'm gonna write about it. That's what I propose.
Mhm.
Mm. Ah,
My internet connection is unstable. If something happens, that's why. So I don't. So you're saying that you've been in this liquid state, and I also want to say I've been in that liquid state too. Um, what are you, what have you been discovering? How does this apply to this call,
for
Anna
me.
Maria?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I realized that I wanted to hold these villaging calls with this orientation of it might be useful for the coaching specialty, like that they meet, that they meet and that they collaborate. And so I know what's better. It's also that like gremlin content. Like I know what's better and I'm gonna make it happen. Um, yeah, and I feel free when you say aliveness, because I mean, unless there's a really clear distinction of kinds of aliveness, then when I started, there was so much life, like I was so alive in creating these things, and now I am not. And what I want to say is that that was my point of origin for creating this village calls, and then I'm working in this distinction of, is it for them or is it for me? And I discover I don't want to keep holding like calls for the purpose of, I don't even know what like villaging, but I'm also like I want villaging in five bodies. Like I want to be with people in person. So I'm not interested in holding these calls. And what I am interested in is in practicing. And yeah, I'm checking it out, but in practicing uh and skilling up and practicing and evolving with other coaches. And so my proposal for this call is to practice together, and uh, yay, and I'm gonna create like another tab in the coaches group in the possibility.
Oh, Anna Maria, would you slow down? It's like, because you're
A lot.
saying, I'm not interested in doing this anymore. And that's like might be a big news for people. It might be like, oh, they need to digest for like a second. But if you go, I'm not going to do this anymore, and I'm going to do this, the information doesn't settle. Are you feeling like, what are you feeling when you're speaking about this?
I feel fear because my initial like um, mm, proposal to for this call is to practice. And right now, at the speed of things, I don't know if we're gonna get here in this call, and
Mhm.
that's okay. Like, I mean, that's okay. That's what is. And I would rather not be in this emotional fear of there's no time than and just be with you and yeah, do the next thing and the next thing. Thank you, Vera.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I want to bring in that. So you, Anna Maria, stop holding space for village calls, and it is possible that everyone holds space for a village call. Everyone can invite people for a call to any topic you have a necessity for. And I feel glad that this is coming more clearly into the space. You don't need to wait till someone is inviting you. So I want to take a stand for a culture where we are together and not waiting for each other and to create what you need.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Catherine.
I
So
feel
go.
I just I feel glad about what Katrin just said, and I feel sad because I finally uh this is my first time in this call. So and I also accept or it doesn't it's not I don't feel angry except to do as what Katrin said, to kind of keep working the muscle of reaching out and as a possibility coach and leveling up my skills and offering support to other possibility coaches.
Mhm. And I realized this also because I've been in the same liquid state as Ana Maria. I'm gonna say what you said in a different way, Ana Maria, which is or reinforce it actually. Because I see this a lot in and also in workshops. Like, oh, it's needed. Like people ha need to have more centering. Like people need to do more centering. Like so much is like they're missing actual centering practices, or they've only done one rage club and they do need to do more. Like I can see, like you can once you start working with people a lot more, and a lot of you, all of you here have a lot of matrix. You have held space for others. So you can see that like, oh, just, there's a whole bunch of people in possibility management that need more centering, or they actually don't have the basic skills of centering and stuff. And then what can happen is, well, I'm going to hold space for that. I'm going to hold space for people to have the centering. And I can do that. Like I could just hold like an amazing space for centering, and Anna Maria can hold an amazing space for centering, Catherine. But what it does is that the people who don't have the centering, they don't ask for it. They're not creating it. They don't develop the muscle of, guys, I need centering. Who's on my team? I'm going to create this space. Like I'm going to hire these people, And what happens then is what I've also see, for example, people come to Gremlin Transformation Chapter 0, or they come to uh I don't know, like Archetypal Women's Journey, like the online spaces that I've been holding in the last couple of years. And they're just like, okay, I'm gonna get all of this here. and then they sit back. Even in the gremlin transformation, they sit back and they don't even practice at home, like during the weeks, because they will consider that I am the provider of this. And it takes a shift for a person to come to already to Gremlin Transformation Chapter 0, still with this mentality that they are going to get something from the space holder. And it's because in a way, we've been giving them. And so I also recommend this for you. It's like I've been really encouraging people to create spaces, to practice, like bring it to the possibility team, create a possibility team, create practice spaces, create research spaces. And it could just be like 1 month, 1 month and a half, and it's just that, and it's like intense instead of this like, oh, I could just do it and it would be so easy and so simple and they would all get this skill. But what they would get is the thought were reinforced that they don't have to do anything. They just have to pay, show up, and then in the calls they get the thing. Yeah.
No, that's a really good point. And
Yeah.
I'm starting a possibility team online in preparation for the year-long space holder training, and I already see what I want. Yeah, I was thinking, oh, we'll do this activity, that process, this, and now I see where's your edge? What do you want? And what's the next part for asking them to come up with what it is they want to practice that. Yes.
So let's
Yeah, go, Leslie.
Because I tend to go into teacher mode, and it really sucks because I forget what I'm there for in the first place. I'm really there to empower and to make a space that empowers. But if I have my plan for the day, for the time, then I'm not going to be doing this. Yeah. Thanks.
Thanks, Leslie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that you brought it and said it in a different way, Vera, because I'm like, it's really hitting me recently, and what I notice is how that results of people sort of being in the waiting room happens because I'm creating that. Like I'm creating those results, and I remember holding like so many rage clubs, which, I mean, I'm not saying it's terrible. I think those Rage Club had value, and I grew and everyone grew fantastic. And uh, from like, I know and you don't know. And I'm going to hold space for you to discover this distinction. But I'm actually, from that place, I'm not holding space for discovery. I'm holding space for you, and then I'm going, and like, for you to go through something, and then I'm going to throw you like a with verbal reality, this is that. I mean, that's what I had been doing. And yeah, it's so dead. It's so dead.
And it's wanting them to be somewhere else.
Yes.
And that's what it makes it so rescuing. If you watch the Wicked Consequences of Rescuing, which is a work talk that I gave like about 2 years ago, it's like there's this like, I want you to be somewhere else, which is this big arrogance, the same thing as like very similar to the persecutor. I want you to be somewhere else, and this is the path. So go do it so that I can get what I want.
And what I'm discovering, and it's recent, in, for example, Gremlin Transformation in the preface, is I'm holding space for my research. Like I want to discover whatever I want to discover, and I'm turning about that research, and then who else wants to research that I'm researching? And it's like a completely different like space holding static experience of I'm glad, I mean, like you I'm glad you're there, Sarah, and you have experienced. I mean, I don't know if this is so for you, but
I feel sure because I'm asking myself what is happening in this training.
Oh, I mean, in this training, I'm
It's so different from what I've been in. Like, yeah.
What training?
Oh,
Yeah.
do this, do that. It's just, yeah, just exercise, do what you want. Yeah.
yes.
Inspiring and scary. Yes.
Hmm. Thank you for the feedback.
So,
So,
what, yeah, what
the
happens
shift,
now for this? Yeah.
the shift that I want to hold space for possibility coaching is to open a practice space. So right now there's just one space, and I'm going to open another space to create the possibility of whoever wants to practice. There is, I don't know if you've seen it, there's an options part of the website that Clinton created not so long ago, where there's a bunch of possibilities of practice. And those are some. And what I'm discovering is that there's so many basic distinctions that I'm turned on, and it's part of what I'm doing in the preface. I'm turned on to research and um, and practice, such as distinguishing feeling from emotion, like that simple, or 5 bodies, or being centered, like really simple stuff. That if I don't have them experientially, not as a concept that I think I'm in an emotion, but really experientially, then I am losing so much. It's like I have holes in the context to be able to hold space from a radically responsible context. So, as a possibility coach, if I don't notice if I'm in a feeling or an emotion, well, then I can be in the swamp or any kind of reactivity, and I'm holding space from that place. And well, I'm not in a radically responsible context. I'm not present. I'm actually just blocking so many possibilities if I'm in the swamp, for example, holding space, or if I'm not centered or whatever. But so the invitation is I'm gonna open this tab to create the possibility for you to practice whatever it is that you want to practice, and record it and share it there. And then the other part of the invitation is, if you want to check out what the team is doing, to give each other feedback and coaching. Because like it's a possibility coaching specialty, which means that you might enjoy giving feedback and coaching. Like you might get turned on about uh, opening doorways for someone to for yourself and for someone else to deepen a context of radical responsibility. That's basically what it is. And so that's the invitation. I want to check. I don't know if I'm not sure if it's clear. Do you have any questions about what I'm inviting in that space?
I
My
didn't get, will you like invite into spaces and then to research, or is it just a possibility to share their research we did with each other? Like,
It's my invitation is simply I open a tab, and I invite you to practice whatever you want to practice, and to record it and share it there.
okay.
And it is also for me and for whoever else is interested to discover, where are we? What is our X on the map as possibility coachings? Because right now I have no idea what possibility coaches are holding space for. And I want to be with reality. So I want to, like, it's a possibility for you to hold space and share it there. And then anyone of the team can give you feedback and coaching.
Also, do you know this thing of options that Anna Maria is talking about?
No.
That might be it. That might be why.
on the
If you
website?
go to, yeah, if you go to the website of Possibility Coaching, you'll see a tab, like a section called options. And they're basically like different things that a person can ask a possibility coach for coaching. And they could be like, and they're more like processes, like take your center back, clean up your relationship space,
Mhm.
dismantle a resentment,
Mhm.
you know, things like that to get different processes or
Yeah.
different practices, right? There, we've Clinton has this idea of like putting it into options so that people also have this like, oh, I could just like choose this if they don't
Yeah.
know anything about possibility management. And some of these are processes that require a certain skill. Maybe you have seen it done, but you haven't done it yourself. And so Ana Maria had this idea of empowering this practice. If you are wanting to hold space for that thing, well, the best thing is that you receive it and then you hold space for it and you get feedback and coaching.
Yeah.
And that would, you can add it to the list of things that you hold of your options as a possibility coach, and you can put them on your website. Heck, you can even, if the person wants, like you can even put the clip or the whole recording of that session in your website, and people are like, oh my God, I need to go through this thing, for example. But the purpose of recording in this case would be so that you share it with the rest of the possibility coaches and get feedback and coaching about it.
Thank you, Vera. And apart from the options, if, for example, you notice I don't have really this distinction experientially, and I want to practice, like how do I navigate, like who would hold space for me to experience this distinction, for example, or I want to hold space for someone to whatever, you can also invent whatever it is that you want to practice besides the options.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I want to say one more thing. I mean, I will write it in the group because not so many people are here, which is the shift of, and maybe that could have been the first time too, the first thing that we said, which is the shift of possibility coaching speciality. So what I'm taking a stand in, Ana Maria is taking a stand for, and Catherine is taking a stand for, is that there are a group of professional, trained, skilled, highly competent possibility coaches, professional possibility coaches. And so we are slowly from this point on until March 2026, we are shifting and preparing to upgrade the professionalism of possibility coaches. So until now, we were going like, who are the possibility coaches? Because I haven't like really seen like who's the people who are really calling themselves coaches, and what makes you call yourself a coach? And is it because you hold space informally, hold space formally? And so for us to, because the speciality is so to say you're a possibility coach, for coach from possibility management, and it to mean something in the world, the level of integrity, the level of skill, and professionalism needs to be a certain high standard. So I want to declare here that we are shifting into making that possible. So basically, until March, like from March, when the year-long spaceholder training starts, the only people that will be present in the Possibility Coaches Telegram group will be the people who are committed to the year-long spaceholder training, which has the purpose of upgrading the context of your space holding, the skills and the context. So not just like, oh, I'm going to develop the skills and then I go home and do nothing about it, right? Which is also happens a lot of in space holder trainings. I can upgrade my competence, but then I don't actually move in the world as a space holder. It's also to upgrade the context that you are more contexted in radical responsibility as a space holder of anything. And so when the year-long space holder training starts, we're going to ground it. Whoever really wants to become a highly competent professional possibility coach will be in this group because we're going to practice grounding it in the practice of possibility coaching. And so the only people that will be basically participating in the calls or being present in the group will be people who are committed to being a possibility coach in this way that I said, and in the group of the year-long spaceholder training, and people who are already professional, meaning you are already having at least two paid weekly possibility coaches, and paid not as like 20 euros, like paid as proper money, like at least 50 euros, if not more, 80 euros, if not more, that you make this. It's not a part-time job that you do like every once in a while, but that this is your specialty, because we want to empower people whose specialty is possibility coaching first, and grab a village of really committed people. And then once we have that, then there might be people who need to make a bridge. Well, they use possibility coaching, but they're not really possibility coaches. We'll figure that out later. But this is what we're taking a stand to create. And so it's going to shift. The Telegram group is going to shift, and we're going to like I'm going to write a message about it also in the Telegram group. And from now until March, we're what we're proposing, instead of like so we're stopping the village calls, is to have skill up spaces, having skill up and practice spaces, which I really like to upskill and prepare whoever wants to to prepare to become a professional, highly competent, skilled possibility coach. So the how, we haven't we haven't come out with all the details, but it will come out. Like, we're going to offer a possibility coach skill up, and maybe it's going to be every 2 weeks or something like this. But we or having in modules, and we're going to offer it as a preparation to the year-long spaceholder training. Any questions, any feelings, anything?
Yes. Oh, I feel scared because right now I'm starting with like I make a do-over about being a possibility coach. I stopped my modern culture job, and I have 1 year to grow into being a coach. And I have a client, like I have more than one client, and I'm committed to hold space for a wide range of people with so different experiences and like emotions and lives and whatever. And I just go for because I want to hold space. And I'm actually not committed to go on this 1 year long space holder training. If one would start maybe a half year later, I would do it. But now I want to go through Kremlin transformation and to integrate what I already have done. Like, there is integration into the being, and then there is integration into my life. And actually, I'm integrating what what I expanded in my life. And I am a possibility coach because I want to be like, and I do. And what path is possible if I don't have a yes for the 1 year possibility coaching training right now? So, because this is at the moment, it is blocking me. It is blocking me from holding Rage Club, because there's this question mark already going on. Are you ready? I don't know. Like, yeah, if I don't want to do this training right now, where I am. So stop it or going or whatever. And with possibility coaching, I want to go this path.
So, Sarah, the first thing is that no one stops you from holding space for clients at all. As in, also, no one, you are in the Rage Club Spaceholders group, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So no one stops you from holding Rage Clubs. Meaning there's nothing except for your thoughtware, maybe, that would stop you from holding rage clubs, regardless if you're ready or not? You know, what if being ready is not even a consideration for you? And so the year-long space holder training does not stop you from delivering your work. What what I'm saying is that to participate in the group of possibility coaches, because we are going to go on a journey of high professionalization with practices, with trainings, applying what we've been like applying the things from the year-long space holder training. If you're not in the space holder year-long space holder training, then you know you can then you're not in, because you said you don't want to be in the year-long space holder training. So, for example, you could create a possibility team of coaches or people who have similar questions than you. For example, you can, like, there's nothing that stops you from creating your own research team to do anything that you want. Your possibility team, your space holding possibility team, nothing. But we are creating a very specific, highly professional, highly competent journey. And maybe in a year, maybe you want to join. Maybe it makes no sense for you. Maybe you've changed your mind, maybe or maybe not. But if you're saying no to that journey, then you're saying no to that journey. And that's totally like go do the what you want to do. But also know that you don't lack possibility of team
Mhm.
because you can create your own team.
But are you saying that she can't call it possibility coaching? Because it sounds like you're trying to trademark that
No, I'm
name.
not. No, 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 not at all. I'm not. Loads of people call themselves possibility coach. What we're where I'm creating is what we're creating is a group of highly professional people who can be in the context of radical responsibility and whose their specialty is this and want to be trained and want to be trained in that way. That's for me the speciality. If someone says they're a possibility coach, for me, that's totally fine. But I will only put the names of the people in the website, Possibility Coaching, the ones that have been trained, that I can say, I stand behind them. But I mean, but there's hundreds of people who offer possibility coaching who are not on the website and they earn money. So that's not like a big deal. But I want that to be the a quality, a kind of like a high quality um, insurance, like guarantee kind of thing. Not saying that you wouldn't have quality, Sarah. It's just more like I can in integrity say this person, like go to this person because they do this. It's in their website. And I'm offering a space where the people who really want this come together as colleagues. And I'm hearing actually that Sarah wants to be in this space, but maybe not this year. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah. So I'm
Yes.
not saying like you don't belong here. It's like, okay, you have your next step is not this. So we've been here for a few years too. So it's not gonna go away. Possibility coaching, Sarah. Yeah.
Yes, and I mean, there's something that I am researching, and which is like like possibility coaching, like Rachel, all of this, like yes, they're game worlds, and like I love them all, and I love the people who playing them. And who am I if that's just like right now stories, who am I? What would I do right now? Like what am I? What is it that it doesn't matter if I call myself anything? What am I? And what do I do from there? And I don't know, it's something that recently gives me calls, like brings me to my center in terms of it's not about calling myself anything or I don't have more distinctions than that other than like no one can take away from you what you are. Yeah.
And if you want to be in a group with people who are wanting that too, like go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have I feel
Go,
angry
Catherine.
because
Go.
because I what it is about when Anna Maria and Vera talked the last days, we want to have clarity in that group. We want to play with people. They have a real necessity. They are practicing. They have metrics about does it mean to hold space for possibility coaching, and to discover that there is much more than just applying distinctions and processes. And this is what I am liquid about, because I realize, oh, I'm just at the very beginning of feeling consciously, and at the very beginning of getting what could it be to have a bigger being and to be a space. And I feel sad because I sense that in you, Sarah, that you have a real necessity. And yeah, I'm curious what will happen till March. And we will find out who is in and who is out. And
Yes.
this is yeah.
I mean, Sarah, yeah, that's it. Like so much can also change. You might here until March, so many things can happen. You might already have two paid, highly committed to like seven clients every week. And you're like, what do I do with these people? I need you guys. I need to be trained in this way.
Or I need to like share all of the gold that I'm like, I need to share all the gold that I'm discovering with you, you know, just because it's so much.
Yes, I love doing this. Like I just have a space and then they are coming. They are coming. How can I have a session with you? Like it's just about yes. Scary.
Anything else about this topic? I just because I still would like an opportunity. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but if I want to know what you want to practice, Ana Maria, so that maybe the people want to stay for like 15 minutes, 30 minutes longer and practice this with you.
I am I'm like the space is complete for me. And what I want is to hear from Habet, who because I haven't heard anything from you.
Yeah, I'm super excited to hear from you, Anna Maria, because I haven't been in those calls for a long time. And I remember the last call we were in was also about practicing and getting real about very practical things in the possibility coaching. And yeah, now to hear that this year-long program is also about coaching, I knew that it's about training spaces. And I am right now still with this question if coaching is my specialty or if it's holding space for groups like possibility teams or hard gym or something like that, because I realize
Bye, Vera.
Bye.
more and more that I want to be in groups also and have this intimate connection with people. It's it also has to do with the shamanic practice that I did before I started possibility management. I learned with Humaya Amar all kind of different things. And there it's more like holding space for a circle and then see what happens, like a possibility team in a way.
Mhm.
And yeah, I would like to create also something completely new, something merging out of this shamanic work and possibility coaching and helping people to feel more and give each other coaching and possibilities. Something like that. This is and to hear now that possibility coaching will be more professionalized, it's great. Like to me, it sounds like an opportunity to have more clarity about what is mixing contexts and what is creation in a way of bridging also contexts. And yeah, that's what I'm with right now. How to provide how to provide the space that I want to create.
Mhm. Thank you, Javed. As I said, I don't know, a minute ago, I'm complete with what has been in this space so far, and I want to check if anyone has anything else.
No.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you
just
very
have
much.
to thank you for you, Anna Maria, for keeping this spirit alive of bringing what's on for you in the moment. And yeah, I really appreciate that.
Thank you, Javed. Okay then. See you in the group, and okay, yeah, this experiment that I'm proposing and holding space for, right now my proposal is that it goes for 2 months, and then let's see. So
You speak about the recording section.
yes, the recording section, to that it goes for until the 26th of January. And I want to share, I'm gonna be offline, like more and more offline, and then completely offline for a month in December. I'm going to the desert and I'm gonna be offline. And the experiment will keep rolling, and I will not be there, like to with you online, and then I will be back. So yeah, I wanted to let you know that that's gonna happen for me. And that's it.
Thank
In
you.
which desert, in which continent, Anna Maria?
I'm going to Chile, to the Atacama Desert, to San Pedro.
Wow. Okay, cool. And enjoy the bridge house. That will be before that, right?
Right now I'm in a bridge house and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. See you in another.
Thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.